What's up, party people? It's your old pal F here. Welcome to a little segment I like to call F-Bombs. This is a part of the channel where I sort of talk about either my time in the animation industry or what's coming up on the channel. And oh golly, am I excited to tell you about what's coming up on the channel. As of the date of this posting, we are going to be premiering our second short film on the channel, and I am super duper excited about it. And I wanted to take a few minutes to give you a little bit of the backstory on it. So it's called My Underdog Story. And the thing you should know about this film is that the events that transpire in it are 100% true. It's a fun, funny cartoon, but it is 100% true, and it's very, very near and dear to my heart because the events that take place in this film happened when I was about 4 years old, and I'm 54 years old right now. So that means this cartoon is half a century in the making. So in addition to being very fun and funny, it's very, very personal to me, and I'm excited to share it with everybody. Before I go any further, though, I want to do that thing that all of the, much more professional YouTubers do, which is impart upon you how appreciative we would be if you would like, share, and subscribe, assuming that you do enjoy the content that we put up here. It means a lot to us, and because as far as independent animation goes, by golly, we are as independent as it gets. What I mean by that is we're not funded by anybody. We don't do crowdfunding. We don't ask for money. We are all volunteers here at Fountain's Pen Cartoons. We're hoping to change that eventually, but what will help us with that endeavor is if you guys spread the word and help us get more subs and help us grow the channel, because we are trying to keep everything here 100% free. And for those of you who don't know, I started this whole thing because, I got on social media and I was blown away by how many people were trying to break into the animation industry, but they couldn't get a job because they couldn't get any experience. And of course, they couldn't get any experience because they couldn't get a job. So I decided to start this mentorship program called Fountain's Pen Productions, where, I try and teach people as best I can, take on many apprentices and teach them the ins and outs of making cartoons. But we do it in our spare time, and we started out with, I think 20 or so, and now we're over 100, and we're having a blast and we're having a great time. And what's nice about it is, while none of us are making any money, we also don't really answer to anybody either. So we are just making the stuff that we want to make. So that's what I mean when I say we're independent, I mean we are independent. So we rely very heavily on the support of people like you. And what I mean by support is, I mean just hitting subscribe and telling a friend and having that friend tell a friend and talking about us on social media. Like, that helps us in ways you can't possibly imagine. So please, while you're here watching this video, when you're done with this one, browse around and look at some of the other stuff that we have, because like I said, the cartoon that we're premiering on Christmas is our second short film. And then our first one, Floccinocci&Tip, is an absolute romp. I think you'll enjoy, especially if you're a fan of just wacky, zany, madcap cartoons. But then in addition to that, we have a whole series of what we call Fountoons. Those are our super short shorts that are up as well. So, and in addition to that, I try to make one of these videos every now and then as a sort of educational, masterclass in what it takes to be an animator. So please, while you're here, when you're done with this video, have a look around at the other stuff. And like I said, if it's not your cup of tea, no harm, no foul. But if you like what you see, please, please, please like, share, subscribe, and help spread the word. Okay. With that out of the way, I am really, really excited about this new film we've got for you. It's called My Underdog Story. And I don't want to give too much away, except because it's a pretty self-contained story, and it's a story that tells itself. But I did want to give you a little bit of backstory on it. As you watch this cartoon, it stars a young F, and that's when I was known as John. Um, and I've taken to making these little clay figures of all of the Fountain's Pen cartoon characters. So it stars a young me, and I think a lot of you, if you watch this, you'll be able to see a little bit of yourselves in this as well, because one of the things I loved to do as a kid was dress up as different characters every day, and I would walk around every day as that character. And you'll see where that gets me when you watch the cartoon. But in addition to starring me, it stars two people who are also very special to me. It stars my mom and dad. And the thing is, I've been telling this story my whole life. So they've heard it 1,000 times. And unfortunately, when we really started putting together Fountain's Pen Productions, when it was just really in its talking stage, both of my parents were still with us. And now that the cartoon is finally done, they're no longer with us. I would like to think that, they're in heaven watching whatever streaming services or heaven's version of YouTube, and I'm hoping they'll be able to watch it and get a chuckle out of it. But it's as much their cartoon as it is mine, which is why, again, it's really, really extra special to me. And what was great about both of my parents, were they perfect? Absolutely not. Nobody is. But, having had 4 sons, it would have been really easy for them to try and, I was their youngest. I was the youngest of 4. And it would have been really easy for them to see my predilection for drawing cartoons. And when I say drawing cartoons, I mean around the clock. I didn't want to do anything else. I didn't want to play sports. I didn't want to ride my bike. I didn't want to learn anything that didn't have to do with drawing cartoons. All I wanted to do with my life was draw cartoons. Now, every now and then, yes, they would try and introduce me to something else, and every now and then I would embrace it with a certain amount of trepidation, but I would always go back to cartoons. And the thing is, it would have been really easy for them to be like, we're sick of this cartoon stuff. Just enough already. It's all you do. We need to get you interested in the other stuff. But they never did that. They were always really, really encouraging. They never tried to turn me into anything that I wasn't. They, in all of my various weird stages that I went through in my life, they just let me be me. And they were always incredibly encouraging. They never doubted for a second that I would become a professional cartoonist. And they always did absolutely everything they could to facilitate that, which is why, this film, My Underdog Story, is dedicated to them. And just it's my sort of shout out to my parents for being so supportive my whole life. Now, what's interesting, as you watch this, one of the first things I loved when I started Fountain's Pen Productions was seeing all of the different art styles from all of the different artists come through. Because we treat these, as we make these, we treat these as though we are making a pilot for a brand new series. So there's visual development that occurs. And it would have been really easy to go down the road of, well, we'll just try and do this in F's art style. But I didn't even want that. Once I started seeing character designs and whatnot come down and past my desk that were completely different from my art style, I absolutely loved it. And that's one of the things that's coming out of this whole experience in general, is I'm learning to let go of a lot of this stuff. These stories and these cartoon ideas and these pitches that I've been hanging on to for years and years and years, I'm really enjoying letting younger people take hold of them and run with them. And you're going to see that more and more as the channel progresses. They're always going to have bits of me in them, but I'm really happy to see how these are developing. And so one of the things you may or may not notice when you watch this cartoon is the art style is completely different from my own, which I absolutely love. I love the art direction of this cartoon. Kudos to the team. Um, I love that it's completely different from mine. I love how expressive it is. I love everything about it. You'll know what I'm talking about when you see it. And consequently, I didn't ask any of them to, now this has to look like me, or that's not what my dad looks like, or that's not what my mom looks like. Doesn't look like either one of them. Not really. I mean, there's certain similar, but at no point did I say, here's a picture of my dad, make sure you get it looking just like my dad. Not at all. So it's funny because even though the story is 100% true, the visuals are very, very fictional. And I think those two things are sort of working together marvelously in that. So one of the other things I wanted to share with you, just to give you some context here, you know, it's called My Underdog Story for a reason. You know, from the... people talk about how long they've been drawing. I've literally been drawing since the minute I could hold a pen or a pencil. And one of the first characters that I latched onto, by golly, was this fella right here. And this is one of the oldest existing color drawings that I have ever done. I'm pretty sure I was right around 4 years old when this was made. So I was the age that I'm portrayed in the cartoon. And I think that this... Whoops. I think that this was my attempt to do my initials, and obviously I got the J right, and obviously I really liked writing the letter J, not so much on the letter F, which is kind of ironic. Anyway, so I would draw Underdog just relentlessly, over and over and over again. And not only would I draw him, especially as I became a little more prolific, I'd make whole comic books with him in it. Complete, by the way, with the little, you know, issue number 1, Comics Code Authority thing up there. Yeah, there's Polly. And then the exciting, you know, back cover in action. Oh, look at her crying. So yeah, Underdog was absolutely one of my very, very favorite characters. And again, a character that's really, really meaningful to me. So we are premiering this on Christmas of 2024, and we're doing that as a gift to you, our viewers, and everyone who has supported us thus far. And by the way, I want to take this opportunity to say thank you to everyone who has subscribed, everyone who comments in the comment section, everybody who reposts my posts on social media. Thank you for all of the support you've given us thus far. I show everybody on our Discord server, I show the team everything you guys write, and boy, it's like rocket fuel to us. So I want to take this opportunity to say thank you to all of you, and I really do hope that you enjoy this new cartoon. I really think this is a cartoon that a lot of us are going to be able to watch and sort of see a little bit of ourselves in it. I mean, obviously I can see myself in it, but I think you are going to be able to see a little bit of yourself. I think it's a cartoon that celebrates what it means to be a kid. And that's really why it's so near and dear to my heart. So it means a lot to be able to share this with you, with just so many people out there who have been so supportive. So I'm going to wrap this up. And because we're premiering it on Christmas, I do want to take the opportunity to say happy holidays, no matter what it is you celebrate. And from all of us at Fountains Pen Productions and Fountains Pen Cartoons, thank you for everything you do. Happiest of holidays to you. Zig a zig ah, party people.